Bills. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, they go head-to-head in Week 11, and it's always a great matchup when these two clash. Starting early in the second, Bills with the ball. Allen deep to Amari Cooper.
Unbelievable catch by Coop. He had 2 of them last night versus man coverage. I love the air on the throw by Josh Allen.
Next play, James Cook. He was cooking all day.
Physical. That was the story. That run by James Cook, it felt like sent a message to Kansas City's defense.
Bills leading 13-7, 2:53 left in the second. The Chiefs are in the red zone, and Patrick Mahomes finds Noah Gray. The Chiefs go up 14-13. Let's go to the fourth quarter. The Bills took the lead on a field goal. Josh Allen trying to extend that early in the fourth quarter. And RC, he finds Curtis Samuel.
This is a mesh route. They lose Curtis Samuel across the middle, catches the football. He's able to flip around. I don't really know what that dance was, but when you score, you do what the hell you want.
It was super athletic. Whatever.
Under 12 minutes in the fourth, the Chiefs are with the ball. Kareem Hunt up the middle for 17 yards.
Yeah, you knew Kansas City was going to go make a drive and get this back to a one-score game.
All right, so later in the drive, Mahomes once again to Gray, back of the end zone, and that's good for the touchdown. The Chiefs pulling within 2 points late in the fourth. 3rd and 9 for the Bills. Allen, Khalil Shakir, 10 yards.
Outstanding job by Josh. You're kind of seeing the coverage play itself out. How the tough catch by Shakir.
And then Allen, once again, he says, all right, I can't find anybody.
This is a cheat code. A quarterback that has this sort of explosion, this physicality to run over Bolton and carry Cook into the end zone. He should be that fired up.
Bills win 30-21. Here's Josh Allen after the game with a little bit more, and he continues to do it all for the Bills. Sunday was the 30th time in his career that he's led the team in passing and rushing yards in a game. He passed Michael Vick for the 4th most games in NFL history. Only Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, and Randall Cunningham have more. Here's what he said about what the win means.
Means we got the 9 wins. I know it's from perception, outside perception, it's a really big game and what it means for both fan bases and the league. We're in week 11. You know, we're 9-2. Last time I checked, 9 wins probably doesn't get you in the playoffs. So, you know, going into this bye week, you get to enjoy ourselves a little bit, but coming back ready, you know, a hungry team and just trying to go 1-0.
You know, Mina, we like to be humble, but we did pick the Bills. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
we did on
just
Friday.
the two of us. No one else on this
two.
show.
The ladies went with the Bills. How were they able to keep the Chiefs in check on Sunday?
They sort of out-chiefed the Chiefs on offense by stringing together these long, excruciating drives. So they possessed the football nearly 10 minutes longer than Kansas City, which may not sound like a lot from the outside, but that's the lowest time of possession the Chiefs have had this entire season. I think about a few of the drives. The one at the end of the first half, 12 plays. Keeping the Chiefs from getting the ball back, kicking the field goal. Then the one at the end of the third quarter, again, 11 plays going into the fourth quarter. And then finally in the fourth quarter, 12 plays again. And to me, that speaks to the identity of the Bills' offense right now, which is it may not be as explosive, although they obviously hit the 2 to Amari Cooper, but it's efficient, it's successful, and it keeps the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Also, in order to have these long drives, you have to find ways to extend the drive with winning on 3rd down. And I thought that the Chiefs had a plan to go man-to-man in some of those situations, and the Bills knew exactly what they wanted to do and how they would be able to attack those sort of coverages on the back end from Steve Spagnuolo. And I love the way that they motioned into bunch. Here, you're going to see a motion from Shakir outside, and you have Curtis Samuel at number 3. He's working the combo coverage between Reed and Connor. He's able to out-leverage them, makes one guy miss, and gets the 1st down. And to me, this was one of the biggest plays of the game. You have 3rd and 9. You motion Samuel over, so now Shakir is at number 1. They're combo coveraging up top with Cook, and Cook is too far off to be able to break down into the inside. And what this did was, to me, it cleared the picture up for Josh Allen, and it made it difficult to pass off some of these routes.
That was like my biggest takeaway from the game when it comes to Kansas City's defense. I haven't seen a Spags defense that disconnected, that almost lacking the same wavelength communication-wise, because they got into it so much, and it felt like they were surprised by it.
I don't think they were surprised. I think, and Mina and I talked about this on the way over to the stadium, when you lose L'Jarius Sneed, I feel like you lost your best inside player and communicator in McDuffie, and now he's the outside player. And some of that continuity that you had there, you lose, and that's why you see some of this miscommunication.
It's so crazy. Legit, when I was talking to Mark, our producer, I said the first game I felt like L'Jarius Sneed was missed.
They missed him. The Steelers, this was one that we had circled. Should be super interesting. It turns out it was just that. Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson getting ready to go. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. The Ravens trailing 15-10. Jackson's pass intended for Justice Hill, Peyton Wilson rips the ball loose.
Peyton Wilson, who's actually a genetic freak, makes the play on this football. He gets his hand and he fights it all the way down to the ground. That's a huge play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So the Steelers trying to capitalize. Wilson pitching it to Jalen Warren. He picks up the first down. So the Steelers now in field goal range. A few plays later, Chris Boswell nails the kick down the middle. Steelers now leading 18-10. Under 2 minutes to play. Jackson finds Hill on the screen pass here. He picks up 22 on the play.
This is Lamar making a play. It's third and long. Justice Hill leaks out. Lamar hangs enough time. And that was like one of the first big plays that he was able to generate.
Making the comeback here, and it's all on the line.
That's his best play of the day right there.
Connecting there. Zay Flowers for the touchdown. They trail now just 18-16. So they're lining up for the 2-point attempt. And Jackson gets the snap, rolls to the left. He's got no one, tosses it, and then he's pulled down. Steelers end up winning this one 18-16.
I can think of 77 plays I'd call before I called that one. Great crack replaced by Joey Porter Jr.
Sunday was the second time the Steelers won this season when not scoring a touchdown, with the other coming in week 1 against the Falcons. Pittsburgh 2-0 this season when being held without a touchdown. The rest of the NFL 2-19 in such games.
Crazy.
RC, I know. Sometimes
y'all think Derrick Henry should have been in on that 2-point play?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
That could have been one of those like 57 other plays that you would have called.
77.
77.
You got a whole book of them.
No touchdowns, but Russ is able to pull it out. What did you like about the offense, RC?
Well, what I hated was obviously the interception in the end zone to Marlon Humphrey. Russ has to be better than that. But I thought the physicality in which the offense played with was encouraging. I thought Najee Harris ran the ball with a reckless abandon and intention to be physically violent when he got to the point of attack. And I think that set the tone for the entire day. And we've seen this team. You just read the stat, Laura. 2 games, they haven't scored touchdowns, but they've been able to win. And I think it's about style of play. They knew defensively they had a great plan for Lamar Jackson, but I feel like it was also about limiting his possessions. And if you can get a Najee Harris going, it gave them an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, the offense could be a good defense there. How specifically did the defense keep Lamar in check?
Well, I think you saw the difference philosophy defensive-wise. Like Baltimore was very clear. They were not going to give the big ball down the field. They played off. Sometimes they would play with those 2 safeties. Pittsburgh almost like dared Baltimore. We dare you to throw the ball every play. We're going to play man coverage. We're going to line up. And I think they did an unbelievable job of that rush, almost opposite of Kansas City. Like no one getting behind Lamar. Everybody staying in front and plastering. Like the discipline that you have to have, I would imagine, defensively of not going to after Lamar when he breaks outside of that pocket and trusting that this is my favorite rep of the game. Watch how the people on the back end, that second level, go after and then stop. Like, no, wait. And not allowing Lamar to kind of put him or those defenders in that conflict of going after him.
I know Mina wants to talk. This reminded me so much of the Kansas City game, though.
In the
3rd and 11 you showed the first time. Take off Lamar.
Multiple times he had chances to take off because they were saying we are not going to come out of coverage because we've seen you burn people this year.
Josh Allen, when he stuck his foot in the ground, he said, I'm going to be the best athlete on the field.
But why does it get to that
Lamar
point?
Jackson, go be the best athlete on the field. It's when he plays his biggest team rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his biggest individual rival, Patrick Mahomes, that he stops being Lamar Jackson.
It reminded me so much in the Chiefs game, too, in which you watch and you feel like he's hunting big plays downfield. And there's this kind of continuity. Now, I will say some of that was obviously because of down and distance, because the Steelers are really good on early downs. And some of it is what you alluded to, which is the coverage. You know, going into this game, I remember last week against Washington when Pittsburgh played them, I said this defense is very good against scrambling quarterbacks. They are disciplined with their rush lanes. However, my concern this week was, okay, when Lamar holds onto the ball and extends, don't get grabby downfield. You're playing man coverage. Joey Porter Jr., you've been fantastic this year. But if you get grabby, then you're going to get some bad calls. You can make you pay for it. He was 1 for 6 when he held onto the ball for more than 4 seconds. That's a coverage stat to me. I was so impressed with this secondary. I mean, Joey Porter Jr., one of the best young man corners in football. I think they are sort of almost – we talk so much about the Steelers' front that we forget a lot of what they're doing up front is enabled by the coverage on the back end.
I love the way they tie it together. Like, right, we know we got elite rushers up front. Let's play aggressive on the back end because most of the time, quarterback is not going to have time and be forced to make a throw. To me, this was missed opportunities. I give the Steelers all the credit in the world. But when you look at the Baltimore Ravens and the plays that were out there, y'all made mention of Lamar using his legs. I got a 3-play sequence that they get no points out of that should have been 2 touchdowns before a field goal was missed. This Deontay Johnson throw, this should have been a touchdown. You look at Zay Flowers coming out of the slot. This is a win. This is a win in the NFL. That's supposed to be a touchdown. And then Tuck misses a field goal.
He's broken.
This situation for me, when you talk about a 2-point game, and you miss 3 opportunities and you get 0 points out of it matters.
But that was Pittsburgh lining up almost on a play-by-play basis and saying, we can cover you.
But Dan, they didn't have them covered. You got
Those
one.
Are tough throws, though, Marcus. Like you're saying you got to make a perfect throw essentially.
Well, if we gonna wax poetic about you being the MVP of the league, and we talk about being explosive in Super Bowl contenders, those are the plays you got to make. I think that Zay Flowers throw, Lamar makes that 8 out of 10 times. That was 2 of them that you just didn't make. But the sequence itself, where you get 0 points out of it, where opportunities to make plays, I think hindered them.
2 called quarterback runs, both were explosive runs. We only called 2. That's a problem.
Don't get me started
Gotta
on
call
the run
more.
game.